SoresanCrockxen clan members, fairy tale fans, and others who will some fun this video. I'm SoresanCrockxen, and today it is time. Fairy Tail Zero has officially begun. Oh my gosh. So a couple things I want to mention here. The first 7 minutes of the episode are stuff that technically never happened in the manga. Because Natsu doesn't, the whole Natsu stuff, it really was, I guess, set up for Fairy Tail Zero. There's no real reason for Natsu to be in Tenrojima, aside from that, realistically speaking. So I'm not going to talk too much about that. I'm going to talk about Fairy Tail Zero. And that's what these reviews are going to be. Like I said, I don't know how many episodes are going to go with this, because in the manga there's only 13 chapters. And from what I saw here, really, since literally the first 7 minutes of the episode were not even related to Fairy Tail Zero. I don't know how long this is gonna go for, because this was the first chapter. Literally, when Fairy Tail Zero, the part of Fairy Tail Zero started, that was the first chapter of the manga. So I don't know if they're gonna do a chapter a day or a chapter an episode, but if they do that, it feels like they're gonna be, I don't know how it's gonna work, essentially. But so far the two titles, the title of this episode is the first title of the first chapter, and then the title of the second one is the title of the second chapter. So like I said, I don't know how they're gonna go with this, but we'll have to wait and see. Now, Fairy Tail Zero, as I said in the video I uploaded on Sunday, is the prequel series to Fairy Tail. This is the beginning. And the episode actually tells it. This is the story that ends when Fairy Tail begins. And what it means by that is, this is going to lead up to the point where the Fairy Tail Guild actually starts. And that's the story we're going to get. We're going to get all the background characters, or the background stories of, Mavis. And then we're going to see Purahito in there. And Warred is in there. As well as Makaro's dad is in there. And then we meet our other character, Zera. And there's one thing I want to say that I am not too happy about. They spoil. There's a huge spoiler in the opening. And if you've never read the manga, you're not gonna get it. But to me, since I have read the manga, it kind of upset me, because that is a huge spoiler to the fans. I'm not going to say what it is, but just know there is a spoiler in the opening. So basically all we got in the first episode is just the introduction of the characters. We saw Mavis as a little girl, she's 6 years old. We meet Zera, who's another 6-year-old, and we kind of find out a little bit about Mavis, how her parents died, and they were part of a guild called the Red Lizards, which is where she is now. And the thing is, she's a lonely child. She's got no parents. And they don't treat her right here. Zera's the angel, right? She's the snobby little brat kid that her daddy just spoils with everything. And Mavis is the rejected little girl that's just there to just do whatever the guild needs him. So she cleans, she does the dishes, she goes shopping, she makes food. So this little girl, this is the worst situation for any kid to be in. When you feel like you don't belong there, that's one of the worst feelings in the world. And the thing is, Mavis is such an upbeat girl because of her memories of her parents. And one of the things she wants in life is to see a fairy. And then her parents always told her that fairies don't go to crybabies. So she doesn't like to cry, because then she'll never meet a fairy. And essentially all we see is her basic struggle from there. The thing is, because of this is supposed to be a setup for the rest of the series, and it wasn't the manga the same way, we really don't get to know a lot about Red Lizard, because they just get destroyed in the first chapter. They just flat out, Red Lizard gets attacked by Blue Skull, who comes in, and it's like a war between them, because in this era, guilds are actually constantly at war with each other. And then Mavis is coming back from school, which she went to deliver lunch, Zera's lunch, because she doesn't go to school. She doesn't get to go to school. So she's coming back, and then just this war is happening, and then everybody dies. Literally everybody dies except for Mavis and Zera, who Mavis practically pulled out of the rubble. and then they leave, and then we get like the time skip of like 7 years. Of course, we don't see we know what Mavis looks like at that point. And that's where we're introduced to Makarov's dad, who is named Yuri. Get to see Purahito, and then we get to see Ward as his human form, just arriving in Tenojima, and they're in lookout for the Jade Orb, which we're gonna find out later on. Actually, it shows up in the opening too, but we're gonna find out more about it, obviously, and when they're gonna meet up and everything. So, like I said, I'm excited for this because I actually read the manga of Fairy Tail Zero, and I personally loved it. I thought it was a great way to flesh out these characters and kind of give us a backstory of how Fairy Tail came to be, because that's the thing we don't really know. So I'm kind of glad that they're doing this setup to showcase that. And but I gotta say, that spoiler in the opening just upset. Like, I have never been so upset over a spoiler in an opening than I have been for this, because this is ridiculous. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be it for this review. I'm gonna leave a link in the description, as I always do. Also, let me know, are you excited to see Fairy Tail Zero? Because I am. I'm super duper excited. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. I'm SoresanCrockxen, and I'll see you guys in future videos.